Hello, friends. All right, this book is called The Thing About Bees, a Love Letter. See, there's a honeybee. Look at that pretty end paper. The Thing About Bees, a Love Letter. This says a note to readers. There are more than 20,000 species of bees in the world. The fuzzy round bees in this book are bumblebees. They make honey like honeybees do, but in small jumbled nests. The neat and tidy honeycombs you see in this book are honeybee honeycombs. See, this is a bumblebee. All right, let's read. When a bee and a flower love each other very much, a fruit is born. The flower makes a sticky yellow dust called pollen. It's a strawberry flower. As the bee drinks the flower's nectar, she gets pollen all over her hairy body. The bee moves pollen from one flower to another. Then we wait, and presto, the flower turns into a fruit you can eat. Strawberries. This process is called pollination. We'd be hungry without the bees. They help vegetables and nuts grow too. Thank you, bees. Here's the thing about bees. Sometimes bees can be a bit rude. They fly in your face and prance on your food. They buzz in the bushes and buzz in your ear. They sneak up behind you and fill you with fear. And worst of all, they do this thing called sting. Ouch. We may want bees gone because their sting hurts, but if they were all gone, it would hurt much worse. Oh no. Without bees, there'd be no more picnics with watermelon. There'd be no more smoothies with mango. There'd be no more strawberries for shortcakes and no more avocados for toast. There'd be no apples, which means no more pie. No more cucumbers, which means no more pickles. No more blueberries and raspberries for pancakes or sweet cherries to drizzle. Because some foods won't grow without bees to help them along. In a way, the bees are just like you. You buzz in the bushes and buzz in my ear. You sneak up behind me and fill me with fear. You fly in my face and prance on my food. You even sting when you're in a bad mood. But I never stop loving you. You're my sweet cherry, the apple pie of my eye. You're my cucumber pickle, my bumblebee in the sky. You're my cold watermelon at a picnic in the park. You're the avocados on my tacos. You're my strawberry heart. Without those little buzzers, the world wouldn't know what to do. That's the thing about bees. We need them just as much as we need you. I have a lot to learn from bees. I wrote this book because I have a ridiculous fear of bees. When my sons were born, I didn't want to pass that fear to them, so I set out to discover all I could about the little buzzers. I learned 3 things about bees. First, I learned that every living creature has a special part to play in the world, and that includes you. Second, when I learn more about a scary thing, the thing feels less scary to me. Third, I researched which bees and wasps are kind and which are kind of mean. I made a guide to help you see the difference too. It's brave to try to understand the things that scare us. Now go be brave. Love, Shabazz. That's the author. Everything you need to know about how not to get stung. Bee safety and etiquette. A guide to bees and wasps from kind to kinda mean. Okay, bee safety and etiquette. Stay calm and hold still if the bee comes around. Avoid carrying ripe mangoes or you will smell like bee dinner. Don't forget, bees don't want to sting you. They're busy collecting pollen. Wear a hat if you don't like bees in your hair. Ignore bees in flight. They can't sting you if they're not on you. Never swat at bees. They will sting you if you do. Wear shoes. Some bees make nests in the ground. Tell an adult right away if a bee stings you. Okay, bees, and then over here we have wasps. So here's the bumblebee, the friendliest of all bees, can sting but usually ignores humans. Nests in the ground. Excellent pollinator. Makes honey but not nearly as much as honeybees. Very fuzzy. Too big and blobby for its tiny wings, but flies anyhow. Then there's the carpenter bee. Big, harmless bee. Rarely stings. Makes nests in dead wood, like in old logs or in your house. That's why it's called a carpenter bee. Great pollinator. Has a little furry jacket. Pollinator. Anything like a bee, bird, butterfly, or bat that helps fruits and vegetables grow by spreading pollen from plant to plant. Honeybee, the world's best pollinator and pollen eater. Very friendly, can only sting once. Lives inside hollow trees or logs or in human-built hives. Makes honey and then eats it. Makes wax to build honeycombs for storing pollen, honey, and baby bees. Does a waggle dance to help hive mates find the good flowers. Okay, those are the kind. And now we're on the way to the kind of mean. Wasps. Mud dauber. This little buzzer is not a bee. Not aggressive, rarely stings. Has a long skinny body with almost no hair. Hunts spiders for dinner. Most famous for its tube-shaped nests made out of mud. Not a pollinator. And then we have a hornet, the largest wasp. Only aggressive when threatened. Sting hurts the most of all wasps, and they can sting more than once. A pollinator, but much less so than bees. Chews wood into a pulp to make paper nests. Loves to eat rotting fruit and other insects. And then we have the yellow jacket, very aggressive when threatened. Not very hairy, also not a bee, but they do pollinate a bit. If you see one, walk away slowly. If one stings you, run away fast because others will follow. Hunts garden pests, making gardeners happy. Eats meat and people food, making picnickers grumpy. And that's everything you need to know about how not to get stung. And this is a guide to bees and wasps from kind to kinda mean. So the bumblebee, the carpenter bee, the honeybee, the mud dauber, the hornet, and the yellow jacket. And then it says, if you are still afraid of bees, you can wear a beekeeper's suit because we are all beekeepers. But seriously, we need to love the pollinators. Do all you can to save the bees, please. And that, my friends, was The Thing About Bees, a love letter. I hope you enjoyed that one and learned something about bees and wasps. And go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you back here soon.